For years, I kept hearing this phrase in church, all for the glory of God. But what does that really mean? Is it the thunder, the lightning that we read about in the Old Testament? Or is it something closer? Something that actually touches our daily lives? Let me share what I discovered, because it changed how I see God's glory completely. I was reading the story of Moses on Mount Sinai, the same moment when God gave him the 10 Commandments. And Moses does something bold. He says, "Please show me your glory." If I'm honest, I expected God to respond with, more fire, thunder, and lightning. Maybe even an earthquake. A huge fearsome display of power. But to my surprise, that's not what God did at all. Instead, he answered with these words, "I will make all my goodness pass before you. I will be gracious, and I will show compassion." Goodness, graciousness, and compassion. Imagine those three at their highest, most perfect form. That, I discovered, is the true glory of God. And suddenly I understood why the Catechism quotes Saint Irenaeus saying, "The glory of God is man fully alive." Because when God reveals His glory, it's raw power, yes, but it's really more about His goodness that gives us life, His graciousness that forgives, and His compassion that heals. And if we go to the New Testament, we see the ultimate proof. Hebrews 1:3 tells us that Jesus is the radiance of God's glory, the exact imprint of His nature. But here's something we often forget. Through whom did this radiance enter the world? Through the humble yes of the Blessed Virgin Mary. She became the sacred vessel through which God's eternal light came to dwell among us. This is why devotion to Mary is not a distraction from God's glory, but rather it actually magnifies it. When you consecrate yourself to her, when you entrust your prayers and good works to her care, she takes even the smallest act of love and uses it for God's goodness, graciousness, and compassion to flourish on earth. We may not always know how to glorify God, but our Blessed Mother does. She knows how to make every little sacrifice radiate His light. So the next time you say, "For the glory of God," remember, it's not about fear or distant power. The Church teaches us that it's about His goodness shining through you. And with Mary's help, that glory becomes even more radiant. Have you ever seen God's glory in an ordinary moment of your life? I'd love to hear your story in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.